Hello everyone! Welcome to another fun craft for our summer reading program here at the library. I'm Miss Lizzie and today we're going to make a castle tower. Now you can do this a few different ways. There's a lot of optional steps here. It's really up to you and your little one how you want to make this and what colors they want to use and what designs and creativity. It's basically you can do anything you want to it in terms of creation, so don't feel like you're limited to this video, but this is how I'm going to do it, so feel free to follow along and I will give options of other things that you could do instead. Now, you can use different colors. This doesn't have to be, just a princess in a tower. You can put a dragon in a tower. In fact, I have a little Lego man that I'm going to put in my tower. So again, totally up to how your little one wants to create this. So the first thing you're going to need is a cardboard paper towel tube. You can use 2 toilet roll tubes because we are going to be cutting this, but I really like the height that this gives, and like I said, you can use the 2. If you wanted to make it really small, you could use just 1 toilet paper and try cutting it. It would be really difficult though. So I recommend a toilet paper roll and some tissue paper or construction paper. I covered mine in some pink tissue paper. You can cover it in construction paper. You could even paint it, which I actually think would be an easier step because there is going to be some cutting involved, but you can do it this way as well, and it can be any color that you'd like. And then we're also going to use, I have some cardstock paper. This is what I'm going to use for the roof. Again, you can use any color. I have a pink one right here, but you can use whatever color you'd like. I have a hot glue gun. You can use regular glue with this, like regular tacky glue. I also have some of that here, but I have a hot glue gun for ease and convenience for this video. I also have a little index card. You don't need this. You can use just if you have extra cardstock paper. This is basically going to serve as a ledge for in here to have our little figure sit inside. And again, this is also an optional step. You don't have to have anyone sitting in your castle if this step is too convoluted. I also have some glitter glue and a green pipe cleaner. Again, it's for decorating, so you can really decorate it however you want. I also have a button to use as a doorknob. Again, you don't need it, but it is a cute accessory. I have a green pipe cleaner here also as an option because I'm going to do a vine along the castle. Again, totally up to you. You could even paint it on, which I also have some paint here, some just regular green paint to paint it on if I want to do that option instead, or add some leaves. And then of course I have scissors and a pencil for any tracing I have to do. And that sounds like a lot, but again, it's really just whatever you feel comfortable doing, whatever materials you have, and how far you want to go with this craft in terms of creativity. And like I said, again, you don't have to add someone into the castle, you don't have to add vines, you could just color all over it, whatever you want. But this is how I'm going to do it today. So if you want to do the same thing, that's great. And this is how I'm going to do it. Alright, so we're going to start. Like I said, I put tissue paper around this and I just cut it and then glued it so you can see kind of like my seam right there, which is fine. That can be the back. And then we're going to cut this. We're not going to cut it clean in half. We're going to cut it about 1/4 down. And that way we can fit a ledge inside and we can cut out a little window. So I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and cut about 1/4 of it off. And this is kind of tricky, so if you have an older one to do this step, that's great, but this could be a step to do as the adult first. So now that we have our 2 pieces, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to cut a little U shape, an upside down U. So you can feel free to trace this on before you cut it. So basically, it's going to act as our window, and then don't throw away the piece because we're going to use that as the door. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. And like I said, this is kind of tricky because it is the cardboard tube, so they might need an adult's help with this. And now we have a little window. It's very cute. And now we have a little door, but because this isn't glued, I'm going to have to glue this on. So let me just do that quickly. Add some glue. And take my little piece, and now you have a pink door. This would also be great, like if you wanted to do this a different color, so that way it stands out more on the castle. Also great too. But now that we have this, now we're going to cut out a little circle. So that's why I have this index card, but like I said, you can just use any scraps of paper that you have, but you do want it to be a little bit thicker and more sturdy than like plain printer paper. So I'm just going to take the opposite end and trace a circle. Careful not to squeeze it so you get the most accurate size. I'm just going to connect this. So I have my circle, and I'm going to cut that out as well. This is great if your little one is old enough to use scissors, good for their fine motor. But again, this is a little bit of a trickier craft and a little bit more detailed craft. So if they need some help, I would highly recommend. All right, and now it's going to fit in like that. And now there's a little, and then when we put it back together, there'll be a little ledge for your little guy to stand on. So like I said, I'm just going to put glue right along this edge here. Okay, now that I have this connected, all I did was I just put the card right on top. It'll be easier than trying to get it to stay inside. I found when I was trying to glue it, if you just cut it a little bit bigger, and then you can glue it right on top of that top there, and then I just took that other side and I slightly overlapped it on the top of the other half, if you can see there. And so now there's my little tower. Okay, then we're going to make a little roof. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw a circle. I recommend doing it a little bit bigger if you wanted to trace this than the circumference of the tube. It really depends on how big you want the roof to be. So you want to cut out a circle like this, and I'm doing a pink one, and then you want to cut out a little triangle, almost like you're making a Pac-Man. Like that. And then when you twist and connect the ends, it makes a little roof. And because this one's really small, I went ahead and made a bigger one. Now this one's quite big, so I did quite a big circle and then kept twisting it, so that way it will sit like this. You can make it even smaller. You don't have to make one at all. It's completely up to you. So I'm going to hot glue this on. Okay, and now that that's there, pretty much our whole castle is assembled. I'm going to glue on the door, and like I said, you can use regular tacky glue or wet glue, but you will have to kind of wait for it to dry. So it's up to you and your little one. So I'm just going to add my little door to the front, which is the little window cut out. So now there's a little door. I'm going to add my little button, because again, I think that looks really cute as the door handle. And the glue is white right now, but it will dry clear. So now there's a little door handle, and because we have kind of all this space, I wanted to make a vine. So basically I'm just going to take this pipe cleaner and wrap it around like so, and I'm going to hot glue it. Alright, and now we have a little vine on the castle. Now I'm going to paint on some leaves to the vine, just because I think that that would look cute. And so I'm just using some green acrylic paint and a little paintbrush. And I'm just going to put little leaf shapes all along the vine, like that. So we get some nice leaves on there. And it looks more like a vine. And again, this is an optional step, so, but it is a nice, fun, kind of creative part for your little one to do, especially because this is quite, this is a lot more of a detail-oriented craft. So any little moment where they can do what they can with it is always great. So, especially with all the hot glue that has to be used in the cutting. If there's any moments like where if they wanted to paint the whole thing or paint any details on it, this is a great time to do so. Alright, and now I'm going to add some glitter glue. I also need to cut the bottom of this so it's even and it stands better. So I have a little piece right here that did not cut evenly. You can also then mount it onto a little spot so it has a place to stand. Alright, so I'm going to take some glitter glue because we have some. I'm going to lean this up if I can. And then the best course of action is always to wait for the paint to dry. But I'm not going to do that today. And then I'm just going to, I think it's easier when you lay it down. I'm going to use this glitter glue to just add any details. So along the window, around the door, and again, totally optional, but since we have it, it's really pretty. And it was pink, so it matched. And there we have our little castle, and now I'm going to put my little guy in it. I'm going to sit him in it, actually. Oh. And there he is. Oh, he fell over. But there he is, and if you have a little toy that you wanted to put in it, I think this is really cute. So, again, this is a very detail-oriented craft. I know I keep reiterating that, but I don't want anyone to feel frustrated when they're doing this because there are a lot of different ways that you can do it, and you don't have to do it just like this. So if you think that it's too hard to do the pipe cleaner and the vines, you don't have to do that. You can just make it lots of different colors. You don't even have to cut out a little window if you don't want to. You don't have to add a roof if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. So I do hope that you do this craft, and again, like always, if you do it, please send us any pictures. We would love to see what your little fairy castles or your castle towers look like here at the library. So feel free to send us any pictures and email us. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.